Zach, are you there?
Hey, Jim. Sorry about that.
Hey,
I'm
Zach.
not sure what was going on there.
I don't either. It could be on my end as well. I'm really not sure. I probably should run a speed test when we get done to see what's going on. So
Yeah, it kept spinning, saying connecting on my end. So I don't know.
same thing
Could
on
be on
mine.
mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. I just kept saying joining. So, but we're
Nice.
here.
Here we are. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. It
Are
just
you getting as much snow as we are in the city?
it's still snowing, and it was snowing
Yeah.
when I got up this morning at 5. So I don't know how long it's supposed to last, but it's actually starting to look like winter.
Yeah, we're getting it pretty good. So
Yeah, pretty late in the year to start acting like winter. I'm
No.
already in mode of thinking, okay, only 28 more days till spring.
Yeah, hopefully February goes a bit quicker than January, and then yeah, we'll be turning the corner. So
Yeah. So
nice.
talk to me, man. What is going on in your world?
Yeah, so thanks for taking the time. I know we caught up a bit at the holiday party,
Yeah.
and yeah, kind of just wanted to bring you up to speed to, I guess, my goals for the year. And I know we have been talking about some of the initiatives that you were hoping to accomplish with the GOB network this year. We kind of touched on them very high level. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're kind of aligned on some things. So I wanted to see, I wanted to share my goals, and then B, what I can be doing to help with the GOB network for the year, because I do want to get much more involved in that and start, the go giver mentality. So yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about you first and your goals,
Sure.
and go from there.
Cool. Yeah. So I really so I currently have the 4-unit house hack in Chicago, and I've really adopted kind of the stack method used by Brandon Turner on Bigger Pockets, and exactly what you've said in a lot of your talks about incremental growth.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal this year is to get another house hack in Chicago, and then at the same time, I am analyzing some other markets to buy a true investment property. So the hope, currently have 4 units. The hope this year is to get 8 units under our belt. The following year, 16, and obviously those don't have to be exact numbers, but you get the point where you're just constantly on that fringe zone of growing, but also growing at a good pace where it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but not jumping right into 100 units. So at the same time, want to get a professional looking website up and running. My girlfriend has some experience with that. So, and she's also works in the communication space for Northwestern Medicine. So so with the website, I want to start putting out some blogs. And this is kind of what we had talked about at the holiday party, just, focusing more on, it doesn't have to be, focus more on exactly kind of what we're going through right now. So had some troubles, and had to go back and forth with the refinance on the current property and getting that from FHA into conventional. So that could potentially be a good topic. So honestly, would love, I guess, your feedback on, are there any topics that you think would be helpful for other members within the network, and anything that, kind of content that you've been wanting to put out that maybe we could collaborate on or something like that. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am. I know I just threw a lot at you.
Let me ask you, I'm going to deviate for just a second here.
Yep.
I could look through my notes, but it might take me a while because I have some pretty extensive notes between us. What is your girlfriend's name?
Danny.
Danny. Okay.
D-A-N-I. Danielle. Yep.
And she works for Northwestern in communications. Hospital. I'm probably duplicating, but I need to. If I don't remember it, I need to duplicate. And her work schedule, is it a normal 9 to 5, Monday through Friday?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. And same with me. I'm still working the W-2. So.
And Monday through Friday. So she can't get on the phone right now on this call with us.
Correct.
Okay. So that was what I was trying to get to there. Was she at the holiday party?
Yes. Yep.
Did I have a chance to meet her?
I think you did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is she on board with your goal set?
Yes. So
Or
I
is she
actually
just kind of like along for the ride.
No. So one of the things I actually did this year, are you familiar with the book, The Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold, I think is his name?
I don't think so, but I'm going to write that down, put it
Okay,
on my
well,
list.
yeah.
Cameron Herold.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guys at Bigger Pockets, they're big advocates for it, particularly Brandon Turner. And so basically what I did to start the year, I sat down and I basically mapped out, it's the thought process is map out where you see yourself and your business in 3 years.
Yep.
Every detail,
Yep.
and just high level, big picture. And so that's what I did. I shared it with her, and she's always kind of been interested in the real estate space, but I think that really helped kind of map out where I see us going. And I think that was really helpful. So she's actually reading Rich Dad Poor Dad right now, and she's definitely on board and definitely excited about it. So yeah.
All right, fantastic. And has she created websites before?
Yes.
Okay. WordPress or something else?
I think she used WordPress. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to drop in the chat. Do you know about FlowTrack? Have you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Have you been active on the Slack channel for the GOB Slack channel?
Yep.
Okay. If you type in FlowTrack, you should find it right away. But actually, let me see if I can find it. I'd like to. We had a long conversation with him yesterday.
Oh yeah, I have seen this. Yep.
I think that you guys, it would be very, very helpful for you guys to look at the video that we did yesterday that goes into a kind of a deep dive about what FlowTrack is and what it does. And unfortunately, the first 20 minutes of it wasn't recorded, and because it was on his link and I forgot to ask him, but still, it was almost a 2-hour conversation. So we had a very deep dive into it. What it is attempting to do, and it's still in beta phase, so it could be a little bit buggy, but my experience with websites are, no matter no matter what you use, they're all kind of buggy until you work through some things. So the fact that it works as well as it does in beta, to me, is amazing how well it works. But here's the thing, right now, he's giving a lifetime admission for his VIP early adopters that are putting it together and giving him feedback. And he is working with several GOB members. He's given us kind of a lot more personal attention than you might expect from from a vendor. But most importantly, in our space, we usually have a website, and we have a CRM, and we have an SMS program, and we have an active campaign or a constant contact drip mail campaign. We have, what was the other pieces? Phone dialers, phone numbers for inbound, outbound type of thing, phone management. There's 6 or 7 different things that we have that we pay for that are separate pieces. And each one of them, potentially is anywhere from a few $100s a month to keep it up and running to $70 or $80 a month, or as little as $10 a month. But collectively, you're probably, if you're really doing this full time, if you're really trying to make it work, you could be spending $1,000 a month just on these different pieces in trying to work. He's bringing all of these together onto one platform. And right now, for a single user, he's offering it for $97, which is freaking unheard of.
Yeah.
You can buy a bigger license that I would recommend, because your team is definitely going to grow, for like $290, I think it is, or maybe it's $200. I don't remember, but I'll find the link and send it to you. I would, for that price, whether it works or doesn't work, I would take a fly at it. And right now, Jonathan Nichols has been testing it for me. He says it looks like everything works. And so I would recommend that you guys, that would be a great starting place for you. And you could pre-populate it with everybody that you have in your network, plus everybody that's on the GOB network, and everybody that you have on your Facebook links. The one thing I haven't figured out yet, and if you know how to do this or know somebody who could figure out how to do it, and I actually have a young man that I'm thinking of that goes to school at DePaul, I think, and he's a Python programmer, or maybe the University of Chicago. But anyway, his major, he's a programmer, and I know that he can build web crawlers and scrapers and things like that using Python. And so if we don't know how to do this, maybe he would be willing to work with us to figure out how do you scrape all of your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, social media, Twitter contacts, and put it all into a spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet might not be complete. It might just be a name and an email address, or a name and a phone number, or a name and a LinkedIn account. Yep. But how to start to gather all that data. And then if it's in a spreadsheet, you can just dump it right into FlowTrack. Yep. And when you put it into the FlowTrack, it's one time. You don't have to re-download it into your CRM and re-download it into your SMS and re-download it. So it just, I am so freaking impressed with what it's doing at this point. You can tell that I'm almost as excited about that as I am the GOB. But anyway, I think that that's something I would encourage you guys to look at right away.
Perfect. Yeah, and that was the Capital Raiser meeting yesterday?
It was an impromptu meeting that I had yesterday, but I have it recorded. I haven't uploaded it yet, okay. But I will try to get that done here today. Maybe even right after our call. I think I might have a.
Okay, yeah. You sent something out around just before 10 p.m. Is that right?
I did last night. What was it?
That was Wednesday. Remember. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you said, does anybody want to join me on a call with the founder of FlowTrack?
Okay.
At 1 p.m. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was, yeah.
And so does that have a link to the actual FlowTrack offer in the comments? Did somebody post it in the comments?
I don't see it. You posted a link.
Yeah, see where it says
yes,
flow
yes,
track?
yep,
Click
yep,
on
to,
flow
to,
track.
to the website. Yep,
Yep,
yep.
there you go.
Gotcha. Okay,
There
cool.
you go.
Okay.
And so that would be number one about your goals. So this book sounds like he's trying to get you to, him and I are trying to get everyone to do the same thing, which is create, I use SMART goals. And it sounds like he's, hey, figure out what you want and work your way backwards.
Yep.
If you know what it is for 3 years, what is it each year? What is it per quarter? What is it per month, per week, per day? Okay.
Yep.
So did you carry it that far back? Have you broken it down into daily tasks yet?
I have. So after I built that, I built this like how to accomplish the vivid vision document. And then I actually used the intention journal from Bigger Pockets.
Okay.
It's so yeah, it basically takes your it is founded on, again, very similar to you with the SMART goal process and everything, but you basically set a 90-day goal. So you write down your yearly goal, then you break it down to a 90-day goal. And then every week you kind of have like a weekly battle plan that you fill out. And then you have a daily action plan.
Okay.
And it just kind of builds like that. Yeah. So
all right, great.
it sounds
so
like it's along the same lines.
So you've done that. And when did you finish that up? And have you already started implementing it, or
Yes.
are you going
Yep.
to?
I started at the start of the year.
Okay. And so what does your daily task look like? Your daily to get done to do look like to accomplish your goal? What do you need to do?
Sure. So the biggest thing right now on my plate. So I'm working with Tom Shellcross, the agent, and the host of the the Straight Up Chicago Investor Podcast.
Yeah.
And he sent over basically a list of all the 3 and 4 units that were sold in the zip codes that we had kind of identified that we would like to house hack in. So I'm
you and him house hack, or you and Danny?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. He would just be representing us as the agent. And then, so I'm basically taking all that data, putting it into the spreadsheet.
Can I ask you a question about the data set itself? How many units, how many different buildings are in the data set?
I think there's 90, just under 100.
Okay. We're just going to say more or less 97. Okay. Are they within a defined zip code or
Yes.
Circle, or how did
Yes.
you define where they are?
Yeah. So it's really just, we're currently in just on the border of Avondale and Irving Park off Addison and Elston. And we've kind of identified like the Lincoln Square area, Roscoe Village, Logan Square areas and even, our current area. So it's the 60618 zip code, the 60657 zip code, and the 60613 zip code, I think is what it is. So it's zip code specific to where we've identified that we would like to live and get the next house hack. Yep.
Okay. And did you define it as only 4 units or 4 to 8 units, or how did you define that?
It's 3 to 4 units, but there are a number of, 2 above grade units and then 1, non-conforming garden. So it does include, I guess you could technically call those 2 or 3, whatever.
Okay. And did you set any type of price limits or anything like that, or age limits?
Yes, it is between $595 is the cheapest, and
but you didn't set a low number. You just said not above, or you're telling me the price ranges that you're actually seeing.
I think the price range was set. Yeah, it was set between 600 and really, yeah, just I think the highest is 2.5 million. It looks like.
Okay.
And the intent, is really just to get a good idea of ARVs, because what we would like to do is utilize some kind of a renovation loan. There are some good products available in the Chicago market where you can, we'll have to come up with 20% of the purchase price and the rehab cost, but the lender will wrap all of that, the remaining 80% into the loan. And if it's an owner occupied unit or owner occupied purchase, the rates are very favorable and you don't have to worry about like any kind of a refinance or anything. So it's really just, you're locked in a 30-year fixed loan. So yeah.
Okay, so a conventional, really just a conventional loan with a rehab component?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, so
And yeah,
80% loan to cost.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. You said it much cleaner than I did.
Year. Okay. Okay, great. And you're okay with that? You're okay with qualifying up to, do you know what you can qualify for? Up to what?
Yeah. So I've been talking to a number of lenders. I mean, without some help from, we are actually sitting down this weekend to I have my net worth and everything in my cash that I would have available immediately for it, off the top of my head, but we're going to sit down and go over hers as well. So we might need some outside help from somebody,
okay,
to pursue the conventional route. And if not, we'll just do something like I did with this one, where we just go the FHA route and then, fix it up with our own cash out of pocket. And
well, FHA has a rehab loan,
the 203K.
Yeah. And
yeah.
So you already have a 4-unit. You're looking for another 4-unit primarily because of the loan product.
Correct. Three or 4 unit. Yep.
Yeah, not having to raise capital for it.
Yep.
Okay. Have you had anyone show any interest in working with you that has capital, that's like, for instance, a doctor who says, hey, I paid $75,000 in taxes last year. I need some tax breaks. I'd be willing to work with you and share my net worth and liquidity and put some money in, if you can help me get rid of the tax burden. Even just one person.
Yeah, so I actually think her parents would be, and this is a conversation. So once we go through kind of her, both of our combined financials, so her dad was big in real estate. He worked for, I think it's called Haynes Capital, which was he was more on the development side, but so he's always been interested in it. And I think that they would be willing to potentially partner with us on something like that. So
okay,
it's definitely an option. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just looking for the one person for the next deal, not thinking, okay, we got to have 50 people. I've got to make 100 calls a day. No, let's just start with one.
Yep.
And okay, so you definitely have that possibility. So in setting down, going over your finances, did you fill out a PFS, a personal financial statement?
Yep.
Okay, and so that's what you're going to do next with hers.
Yep.
And then potentially you can combine them into one.
Exactly.
And present them as one, potentially. Okay, all right, great, fantastic. All right, while you have your computer open, could you do me a favor and open up the GOB Network Drive?
Yep.
Is her dad retired?
What's up?
Is her dad retired?
Yes. That's the issue. I've actually got to get my for some reason Gmail and Google are blocked on my work computer, which is what I'm on.
Oh, so you're on your work computer? Here, don't worry about it. I'll pull it up on my end. Okay, let me find it here.
That's always the challenge. I can get on Slack, but once I try to go to the Google Drive, it blocks me out. So
yeah, I understand. That was the same thing I had.
Yeah,
for years. And then I was keeping so much of my information on my work computer. And when I retired, it was really sudden. And I didn't go back to work. I lost so much information. I'm like, man, why did I ever do that? Why did I do that? You just get lazy about backing things up.
Yep.
Let's see here. Where am I? Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me get this picture out of the way. So I want to go here under the contacts list.
Mhm.
And have you been in this file before?
Yes.
Okay, so we have commercial mortgage brokers, owner contacts by MSA. This is what I want to concentrate on, okay? But also, you could go through here, this professionals by industry. You could look at all the doctors that work at Northwestern and target just those doctors or other professionals at Northwestern. But I want to go here. I want to look at all of, we're going to go to Illinois, and we're going to look at the Chicago MSA. Okay, this is all of the 2 units in Chicago, 3 units, 3 units, 3 units. There's so many 3 units, I had to break it down into 3 freaking files. Okay, same thing with the 4 units.
Yeah.
Okay, so that tells me there's a lot more than 90, a
Yep.
whole lot more than 90. But what I want to do is just pick the 4 units, and I'm going to see if there's a way, how many's on here. Let me see how many's on this list.
And I'm sorry, just for clarification, the document that I'm working on is just properties that sold or were transacted in 2021.
Okay, I'm confused. These, you're looking at properties that sold in 2021?
Yes.
Why are you looking for properties that sold in 2021?
I think so the thought is to just get a good idea on ARV in those specific areas. Yes.
Gotcha. I thought
Yep.
you had a list that you were marketing to, trying to buy.
Nope.
Okay.
But no, but this is, I mean, what you're showing right now is fantastic. And I didn't know that, honestly, we had access to this or
Okay.
that this was available.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to download and put it on Google Map, so that Google Map, do you know how to do that? Take this list and drop all of these pins onto Google Map?
No.
Okay, let's give an example. Okay. If I remember, I'm going to have to download this, but before I download it, I want to see if I can just combine all of it. So I can let you do that. So
Yeah, I'll look up how to do that if it's.
Yeah, but what I wanted to show you is if we combine these just real quickly, I'm just going to combine 2 of them. Okay, I'm going to open this one, and maybe for the shits and giggles, I'm going to open all of them. Okay, I'm going to copy up here in this left corner. You know how to do that, right? Come on, turn on copy. I'm going to copy everything, right? And then I'm going to close this because I don't want to have to come back to it and think that I did the wrong one. And then I'm going to come over to the last one, and I'm going to come to the bottom of the page here. Jiminy Christmas. And I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to paste. And it's probably going to be big data sets, so it's probably going to take a while.
Yep. I actually heard that, and maybe you can confirm, but that Chicago is actually has the biggest number of 2 to 4 units in the country.
I had heard that. I actually had heard that before also. Okay, hopefully I'm not duplicating anything here. So I'm hoping that I just downloaded all 3 data sets into one, and I'm going to put this as a whoopsie daisy. Then I'm going to create a copy. I should have created a copy from the beginning so I didn't mess up the original data. Make a copy. We're just going to call it copy. And then I'm going to go back and undo. Oh, make sure my copy is going to open first. Okay, then come back and undo my edits. I don't think there was any more edits. Okay, that way I don't mess up the original file. And I'll close that. And we're going to call this master. Copy of owner contacts by MSA, 4 units in Chicago. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to download it into an Excel format. And then I'm going to saving to the right file. Yeah. And I'm going to open up Google Maps. Whoops, that's Gmail. Ooh, got trigger happy there. Maps. Did I pass it? All right, whatever. I'm just going to open up something and go to Maps. The long way around. Okay, so this is where I live, Fox River Valley. Butterfield Road is also known as 56, Route 56.
Yep.
Do you know where the this is I-88? This whole space here is the Chicago Outlet Mall. You ever been down here?
I think, yeah. Yep.
It was opened up.
Yep.
It was opened up about 3-4 years ago. Huge. I mean, every single day the thing is packed. So that's give you an idea of where I live. And
Nice.
And Naperville is right over here.
Yep. Yep.
And this is all Aurora down here.
Yep.
And Batavia, St. Charles, or Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles. So,
Nice. Yeah. I actually, a
so
couple coworkers live out that way.
okay, so I want to come over here and I want to go to my places. Okay. And this is basically my saved list labeled, visited, and maps. Okay. I'm going to create a map. And I've already created one, but this was for 12 units. Okay. So we're going to create a new map since I don't have one for 4 units. Okay, so this is untitled, so we're going to title it Chicago 4-unit apartments. And now we're going to import a data set. So right down here, I'm going to say show that master copy in a folder. There it is. We're going to drag and drop. Not supported. And I think I know why. Open it up. It's probably going to say we have to, there we go. We have to enable editing. And then I'm going to save that with the same file name, and hopefully now it will allow me to import it. Let's show here again. It doesn't like it for some reason. Why? File type is XLS. What if we master copy? we rename it? Save as. Maybe we save it into a simpler format. Yeah. We save it into a simpler format. And we're going to call this 2022.1.27 JB. Okay, save and go back here, open short folder, and the newest one is that one, top one. Let's try that. Come on, big money, big money, big money. There we go. So now it wants to know how to position your place marks. And we're going to say just position them by property address. Okay. And now it wants to know if you click on that dot that you drop the pin, what do you want it? What do you want to see? Do you want to see the property name, property type, property address, the city, the state? We're going to say the property address again. And then we're going to, this is a big, big data set, so it's going to take a minute.
This is amazing if it's going to do what I think it's going to do.
Well, it's going to do what you think it's going to do. And while it's doing it, why don't you take a bio break and I'll go get some coffee.
Perfect.
It'll take us about a minute, maybe two. And well, I
Okay.
Start to work, so maybe it's going to be faster, but still I need a coffee refill. And
Understood.
I don't like what it just did, but that's okay. What it probably did, some of these had an address and it picked up that address in any, like 123 Main Street. Well, obviously there's a 123 Main Street in 1,000 different places.
Yep.
Which is okay, because I could have limited it by saying state, but it's already, if we zoom in, it's already there.
Jeez. Yeah.
So this is the for you, your data set, you know, we're going to find the zip codes. We're going to go in until we get to a zip code level. But while we're doing that, let's see, this map, instead of making you do it. All right, do I want to send you this video and make you do this so that you learn how to do it? Or do I just want to send you a link to this map?
Make me do it because then I'll remember it and I'll be able to share it with other people. And yeah.
Good deal. And that's what I want. See one, do one, teach one.
Yep.
And that's sharing to the GOB network. So you could take this little video and instead of me getting credit for teaching people how to do it, you could. And post this to, have you seen the link that Dion has asked? Hey, we need educational content. We need people to help give us a short 1-minute video, a 3-minute video, a 5-minute video of how to do anything related to real estate. So you do this, show people how to do it and where to find it, okay? And send and upload that into the GOB file that Dion Huey has asked everybody to upload these videos into. And I'll tell you, if you do it, you're going to be a hero because nobody else is participating.
Okay, cool.
We have maybe 2 or 3 videos. And every day, if you do something, you could upload, just record yourself doing it, you know, and it's so easy to do. I don't understand why people are not participating, but this is super valuable for people that, some people have been doing this for 20 years and don't know how to do this.
Yep.
They've never seen it.
This is huge. Yeah.
It's like, what? Oh,
it's the answers to the test.
Wow. But I wanted to keep zooming in, and you tell me if I need to go north, south, east, or west.
Yeah, I think you're maybe a little north, and then yeah,
I need to go a little north, or I am a little north.
Go a little north and west. Yeah.
Okay, there's Lincoln Park, a little north and a little west. Tell me if I.
Yeah, I'd say right. Keep going a little bit, like kind of between Belmont and Addison. I guess would probably be
I'm not good with my downtown streets, so you just tell me.
Just north. Keep going. Yeah, I'd say right around there. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So where do you live in this area, Zach?
Yeah, so I'm just, if you see the Metropolitan Brewery,
Metropolitan Brewery.
right,
Yes,
it's
right here.
yep.
Okay.
So that's Elston right there, that diagonal road, and we're just up Elston on Addison. Yep.
Okay, so Elston and Addison is one of the smaller streets between Western and California.
No, you'd have to go a little bit up into the left to get to see our place.
Okay. All right. So what I'm trying to figure out here is wherever you are, I would start with, let's just say for the lack of first argument, this is you.
Yep. Cut.
You need to go here, 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 here. You see what I'm doing?
Mhm.
Whatever the closest thing to your house, and start marketing to these properties. Now I clicked on things that weren't properties, but you get the idea.
Yep.
Okay. Anything that isn't labeled, that's a property. Okay. So if you click on it, it's now going to take all the data that was in, why does it say untitled map? That's what I thought this was. Hold on a second here. Come on. Why are you not showing me all the time what I want to see? Chicago 4-unit apartment. Rename. Oh, it's a layer. It's a layer. Well, oh, that's very interesting. Now, see, this is something I haven't done. I could now probably do another map that's a zip code specific, and it would show me zip code, and I could overlay the two. Or if I wanted to, I'm going to use this for something else. You know what the USDA is?
The U.S. Department of Agriculture?
Yep. Did you know that they are a lender just like FHA?
Yes, I did know that. Yeah, yeah, for like farm and I forget what the exact product is called, but yes, I've read about that.
So they don't only loan just on farms and rural housing, they also loan on apartments. But they only loan in rural areas. So they're not going to loan you anything in here. But if I can get rid of this, what I want to show you, an error code reload page, I don't really care right now. What I want to show you is, let me get off of that, close that. It don't want to close. Okay. Now, from where you live, it might be a drive. So if you were, are you familiar, more familiar with this area of Wisconsin or this area of Indiana?
Probably Indiana. Okay. Yep.
So if I wanted to buy something USDA, within literally coming down the Dan Ryan, if you just come down the Dan Ryan, which turns into, I forget what it is, but it's you can get down to the end of 294. Keep coming down. Is it 41? There's one. I can't remember which one it is, but you can come down as soon as you get right here. This is USDA. So Beecher, Peatone, this kind of area.
Yep.
You come into places like this, or over here, Cedar Lake, Lowell, and especially out here, Hebron, places like this. This is USDA. And you can see there's very little out here, but there are things out here. And you can buy a 4-unit out here, and potentially, even if it were bigger than a 4-unit, you could get, let's say, a 10 or a 15 or a 20 unit. And if I populated everything up to a 20 unit, you would see a lot more things down here in what's USDA territory that they will make a loan on. They won't make a loan in the cities. They only make it outside the cities. But you can be amazed at how quickly you can get to an area that's USDA.
Yep.
And buy a much bigger building with the same amount of money that you would buy a 4-unit for. Very easy to get to. and they'll give you potentially up to 100% loan. And so I'm running a challenge right now, a 90-day challenge to buy something larger than a 5-unit, preferably 10 to 20 units. The limitations I am placed is I would like for you guys, whoever's participating, to buy something between $2 and $5 million. That'll buy you a pretty big asset in an area like this. And if you stay close enough to the city, you'll find that you have people commuting here, you know, to the city for jobs. So they can afford nice rent. And you'd be surprised at how close some of these rents are to regular city rents. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you to do this. I'm just trying to make you aware of other things.
Yep. Okay. Makes sense.
But coming back to this, that's why that overlay map, I'm like, I'm going to overlay a USDA map on this. So I know which ones are actually USDA and I'm not having to guess. But what we might want to try to do is figure out how to overlay a zip code over this. Okay. Or how do you draw a radius? So for me, I would draw a radius around where I lived, 1 mile, and I would focus on everything within that 1 mile. And then once I have either decided that they will sell, they won't sell, or, you know, follow up in 6 months, then I'm going to move to 2 miles, then 3 miles, and then 4 miles. So, all right, I will send you a copy of this video so that you can come back and look and see how to do it and tape yourself doing it. And so that you can upload that as a potential learning video for other people to follow.
Perfect. And send it to Dion.
And send it to Dion. I will find the post. I mean, you can send it directly to Dion, but he also has a folder that he wants everybody to upload their videos to. But if you can't find it, just send it directly to Dion.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to find it.
Okay. So there you go. And we could do that. And by the way, this list is sortable. So let's say that, how do you know which one to go after first? For the sake of argument, we just closed it. I should have left it open. But let's say there's 30 4-units within a mile radius of your house. How are you going to decide which one to target first? Me personally, I would start sorting this. Okay. So you can sort by any of these columns, but the one I would sort by, we're not going to sort by number of units because we know they're all 4 units. We could sort by bedroom size if we wanted to. If you particularly wanted bigger, you know, you wanted some 3-bedroom units, then you could sort by bedroom size and say, only show me something that has 3 bedrooms. And so 20%, which means 1 unit, or 25%, 1 unit, is a 3-bedroom. On every one of these.
Yep.
But down here, 50% are 1-bedroom. So 2 of them are 3 bedrooms and 2 of them are 2 bedrooms. So these are large, much larger units. Or if you know your tenant base is interns and traveling nurses, then you may choose a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. Okay. But what I would be more interested in, get back up here. I should have locked. Let me back up here and undo that. I want to lock this, freeze this screen, this top header. Come on, what are you waiting on? Okay. Average square footage has okay. Maybe I only want to see the ones that are for sale. Now this data set is already probably 6 months old. So this might not be accurate anymore.
Okay.
And I haven't found anyone willing to keep this fresh and updated because it's a huge, massive undertaking to run it. This came off of CoStar. Okay.
Gotcha.
As a report off of CoStar. And so for you personally, I would take at least these 4 units and I would personally keep it updated. Every time I found out something new about a particular address, I'd come in here and update it. But you could sort by year built, year renovated, if they reported it on CoStar, which they probably want, number of parking spaces, total, how many buildings. But here, last sold date is how I would sort it. Because if it just sold in 2019,
Yep.
they're probably not ready to sell it again. The ones that are blank, we don't know. But we could definitely go after the ones that were sold the longest ago. So right here, a bunch of sales in 98 and 99, I would probably go after these first, because these people have owned that building for 20 years. Very, very likely that they're interested in selling. And you know what they paid for it. So they're going to make a massive amount of money, and they're going to have a massive tax bill unless you help them understand how not to, which might make you first in line for getting these things. And now I would come over here and say, who is the true owner of this asset? And where do they live? And what is their phone number?
Wow.
And I would start calling every single one of them with a plan of how I'm going to talk to them. And I would not ask them if they want to sell. I would not ask them if they're interested in selling. I would probably do an interview. I might say, hey, I'm with the GOB network. We run a website, educational website, and we do a monthly magazine, and we are interviewing small property owners. And I would love to interview you if you're open to that. And if they say no, you say, okay, thank you very much. If, you know, would you mind if I called you back in the future to see if you change your mind? Sure, call me back in 6 months. Okay, great. And if they say yes, which I think 90% of them are going to say yes, say to them, I just want to hear your story. How did you wind up owning this 4-unit building? Why did you buy it? What was, you know, how did you get to where you are? Because most people never get beyond owning a home. And it's obvious that somewhere along the line, you decided to be an investor. And just let them talk. And keep asking them questions. How did you do that? Who showed you how to do this? Was there somebody else in your family that did this? How did you learn how to do it? Where do you still participate in any educational platforms? Are you part of a RIA? How do you handle property management? Do you use any software? Do you keep a spreadsheet? Have you found any particular bank that is better to work with for your property size in Chicago, as opposed to, you know, the normal, you know, dig for details that you would want to know if they were selling and if you wanted them to own or finance. Because now their guard is down. You're not asking to buy the property.
Yep.
You're an educational resource. Okay. And when you're all done, say, would you, you know, hey, this is great content. You know, if it makes the magazine, can I send you a copy? You know, and so can I get your email address? And you already have their address and phone number. It's on the sheet. But, you know, you don't have their email address, I don't think. So this would be
I didn't see that.
Email address. Okay. And now you've got so much more information, and have a follow-up phone call. You know, say, hey, this is Zach. I spoke to you last week or last month, and I was so fascinated by your story. I just felt like I wanted to have a follow-up phone call with you, or maybe even meet you for a cup of coffee and, you know, and hear more about your story. So it's the beginning of you developing a relationship. And for you, I would take the role of a mentee that, man, I would love to learn how to do what you've done. I would love to see if you could go back and tell your younger self how to do this. What would be the things you would say you need to do more of, and the things that you shouldn't do? You know, and all you're trying to do, Zach, is that you're laying the groundwork for when you ask, well, how much longer do you think you're going to hang on to this? Oh, I don't know. I'm getting tired of doing it. Well, when you're ready to sell, would you consider, you know, talking to me? You know, I would love to buy something from you. From the conversations we've had, you know, I'd love to continue what you've started. I would love to, you know, continue to build on what you've already done. And, you know, just whatever your ask is, you're going to be in a great position to make the ask, because now they don't see you as a threat. They see you as a person. They don't see you as a hungry shark. You know, they see you as someone they would like to help. They see you as potentially, you know, like their grandson or their nephew or their son, or, you know, you're developing a relationship so that you can ask for the sale. Now, the fast way to do this is just look for the ones that are already for sale.
Yep.
That's the fast way. And you can create alternative identities so that you could have Mr. I'm fast and Mr. I'm slow. Now, we started out with Mr. I'm slow, and you're doing your thing. But Mr. I'm fast over here, this identity, and maybe it's an entity and you don't mention your name. Okay, that entity says, hey, we're in the market for buying 4 units in your neighborhood. Are you interested in selling or getting an offer to purchase? Okay,
Yep.
Dual tracks. So you're able to have Mr. High pressure sales over here, Mr. Low pressure sales over here. Okay, and do both simultaneously, you know, or any other strategy that you want to use. Yep. And I could sit here and create 5 or 6 different strategies for you to use, but those are 2 that'll get you a lot of properties.
That's perfect. Awesome. I love it.
We've used up the entire hour.
This was, I mean, just incredibly helpful though. So I appreciate that.
Well, that was a $1,000 coaching call right there, man.
No kidding.
But I'm not going to ask for payment. Yes, I am going to ask for payment. But the payment I want is upload some, when you create a blog, yep, send it to Dion, say, Dion, here's my blog. And Dion, yep, might feature it in next month's magazine. But we want to start to have guest bloggers on the gobnetwork.com. And you could be the first. And just anytime you want to write a blog, we put it up, put it on your website, put it on our website. We'll backlink them. That'll get you double the traffic. Like, and I would also tell you, put it up as a guest blogger on Bigger Pockets. Put it up on a guest blog on GOB Network. Put it up anywhere they'll let you put it up.
Yep.
Get massive traction. So that's part of my ask. Your blog and some educational videos like the map. You know,
I will definitely do that.
Anything. Don't be embarrassed. Don't think that it's too simple. Don't think, you know, take a 1-minute video and say, this is how I got started. Take a 1-minute video and explain your understanding of what cash on cash is, or what IRR is, or what's the difference between AAR and IRR, you know, or even better, hey, I'm going to go walk a building today. This is how I do it. And, you know, I'm going to go investigate a neighborhood. I'm going to drive for dollars. Here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I see. You know, any little thing that you do, say, you know, this is a red flag for me. And you just shoot a picture of one thing and say, I'm going to the next neighborhood. I don't like this. Or I see this one thing and I'm really interested in this property because look at this. It's got broken windows. The grass is up to your knees. And then I pan around and I see nothing but 4 other beautiful buildings. That's why I'm interested in this one, and upload that. Those are all great little educational clips and great ways to participate on the platform. So
love it. Cool.
All right, man. I will talk to you soon.
This is exciting. So you'll send me the recording of this so I can go back and okay.
It takes about 20 minutes for it to
no worries.
Download. But remind me if you don't get it today, remind me and I'll make sure I get it to you.
I will do. Thanks so much, Jim. And I'm working with April. I reached out to her to help plan for the upcoming event this summer. So
that is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd love for all of us Chicago people to dig in and really make it our event. Yep. And look, the early adopters, as they grow in the business, will be the people that are going to be featured year to year. You know, we'll grow it. But I expect we're going to get 300 or 400 people, maybe even 500 on this first one. But we can't do it alone. We definitely help. So,
all
right, man.
Cool.
I
really appreciate it. This is a Extremely helpful.
What I didn't get to was what your daily goal is. What is your daily action list? What are you doing each day? You know, what 3 things do you have to get done, or what 5 things do you have to get done each day? And I wanted to talk about that and talk about, are you successfully doing it, or are you only getting 1 thing done or 3 things done? Because if you're not getting the whole list done, we need to change the list, because you're not having a success each day. And you need to be able to check a green check or a red or a gold star for every day you have a success. You need to pile up wins, and that will drive you to more performance and better performance. And I'll tell you that, you say, you know, you don't want to do things outside, you know, a little bit outside your comfort zone, but not way outside your comfort zone. But I want to get you comfortable enough that you're buying a property this size every 90 days. That would be my goal for you.
Yep.
And it's definitely possible.
Love it.
Okay.
Awesome.
And if that scares you too much, we'll work on it. You know, we'll toughen you up until you're ready.
Nope. That's perfect.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Jim. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
You have a good one.
You too.